everyone, and welcome to Dreamleapers Inspiration. I'm your host, Harriet Cole. As always, honored to be here with you now in this moment, whether we are connected literally in the moment or virtually whenever you join. It's an honor to have you as part of this covenant where we focus our attention on doing what's best for our lives, connecting to the power within so that we're able to fortify our lives and go forth doing whatever it is that we are charged with doing. And it's interesting. The summer's moving by really fast. I wonder if you have that feeling. And it's different. I guess every year is different, but this one feels particularly different to me. The list is long of things that have to get done, very long. Many of you know that I make a list every single day and write down what needs to be handled and check off the items on the list as they are accomplished. I make a huge effort to have big things to do and break it down into small components so that it gives me energy to keep going. You know, if there's one giant task, it's hard to tackle the giant task. But if you break the giant task into smaller parts, doable steps, and you check them off, my experience is that gives you energy. It makes you feel successful, and you can keep pushing and doing one more thing and one more thing until all of the steps are complete and you have accomplished whatever goal you might have for yourself. That often works. And I find it often works for me. Sometimes the lists are so long that it can be a little bit overwhelming. For me, I make long lists. Sometimes a lot of things carry over from one list to the next. And I'm like, oh, did I get that done? So as I was thinking about all the things that are going on for me and for the people around me, and just observing how people are living their lives, the thing that kept resonating for me was about procrastination. And I wonder if this is ever anything that you are faced with when there's a lot to be done and you're not doing it. When the list is long and you ignore the list. When you know that there's some important stuff that needs to be handled right now. And somehow those important things get pushed back, get pushed aside, get stuffed into a drawer, into some place where you are not paying attention to whatever those important things are. So I ask you, does that happen to you? Do you ever procrastinate? Are you someone who just is always getting it done? I think of myself as someone who's always getting it done. And I can tell you that there's some things where I definitely have been procrastinating, where there's stuff that needs to get done that hasn't gotten done, that hasn't been put on the front burner. And because it's true for me, I'm going to assume that it's probably true for you too. Hello, Bonnie. Bonnie's saying hello. And hello to everybody out there. You know, I learned just yesterday as the day was ending, I sat outside with George and my friend Gail on the perch, watching sunset. Oh, what a divine experience. Just being able to sit quietly and watch the sun go from a golden ball to a red ball and finally to dissipate behind the clouds. It was magnificent. And I felt so blessed to be able to be there in that moment, to experience God's glory, you know, to just be able to be present and open my eyes and see this beautiful sight and of something that happens every day. The sun sets every day gloriously. But when do we pay attention? When can we? When is it within eyesight? And as we were walking away from the beach, preparing for the work week, my friend Gail said, so Do you have a broadcast in the morning? Like I sure do. The looking forward that I have of being with you every week is very special. And then on top of it, to know I do not know who ends up connecting to this broadcast. For those of you who write in, and I'm grateful that you do, I know that you're there because I see your names. Like I see Bonnie and Krista and of course Fallon, my producer, I know. And yes, it was gorgeous. I wish that I could send this picture to you. In fact, I'm going to try to send it to you, Fallon, um, because my producer is really good at this. If I can send these pictures to her, you can see them in real time while we're talking. So I'm going to take a moment because I did photograph them. Okay, so I'm sending them to you now, Fallon, and let's see if you can pull them up. We're going to find out the wonders of technology so we can share this beautiful sunset with everyone. Anyway, when my friend Gail said, "Are you doing your broadcast in the morning?" It made me feel so good because it made me know it matters to you that this happens, that this covenant continues, this covenant that we started 5 years ago. The pandemic we got shut down in March of 2020. In April of 2020, just a month later, I started this broadcast so that I could connect with other people. We could connect with each other even as the world had shut down. And at first it was daily, and then that was a little bit too much. So we went to weekly, and we've been doing it ever since. I can't tell you how grateful I am for being able to connect with you in this way. It motivates me. It motivates me when I'm sitting in meditation trying to identify what should we focus on. When I'm having tender moments and I'm willing to bring it to the group and we can work on it together, that's really powerful. It just is very, very special to me. So today, I was just thinking about procrastination, thinking about the things on my list that haven't gotten done, and like, girl, you better get cracking. And knowing that if this is true for me, it's not just true for me. And so rather than focusing on procrastination, I said, let's take the positive because that's what we do. And that's why I named this broadcast, the focus of this one, Do Something. Do something. I mean it. Do something. What's on your list? What's one thing on your list that's important that you could do now, that you can do today? Don't wait and say, well, I'm good. I'll get it done eventually. Do something now. Write it down and check it off. You accomplished it. I'm telling you, you feel so good when you do that. You feel so, it's like being proud of yourself. You feel that you have shown up for yourself, that you've done something that you promised yourself you were going to do, or perhaps you promised someone else you were going to do. It really makes a difference. And let's go to the promise someone else, because that's part of just being on the planet. When you tell other people you're going to do something, I'm asking you this question: how often do you follow through and do it? Probably most of us at least have the intention of doing, of course, following up and doing what we say we're going to do. And I can tell you personally, I make that effort. And very recently, just this past weekend, I was really going through mentally, what do I have to do? What is on my list? And I am a big proponent for writing things down, because then you can see, what did you say you were going to do, and did you do it or not? Well, in this case, I hadn't written a couple things down. I already know that's not good. And there's a friend who used to be on the, I guess, parent-teacher board, whatever it was called, at my daughter's high school. And I was also part of that group. And months ago, I don't remember when, he interviewed me for a book that he's working on, and asked more recently, this year, around the time when my mom was ill, and so my focus was not what it often is. He asked me if I would read the quotes that that he had chosen to just make sure that they were accurate, the ones that he chose to put in his book. I completely forgot about this until this weekend. I was like, oh, Gary, I'm so sorry. Thank goodness I remembered. It popped into my head. I immediately wrote to him and apologized, asked him to send me the manuscript again because I couldn't find it in my emails. And I will read that this week so that I can honor that commitment. But months passed, and I can imagine he was busy too, but also you ask somebody to do something, they say they're going to do it, you don't want to badger them. So I'm just grateful that I remembered and that it's not too late, that there is still an opportunity to honor him in this way, to complete the circle. I did it. Now, complete the circle. Do something. First, it was jogging my memory, finding his information, contacting him, and now this week, following up and finishing that. Well, I can tell you just this weekend, I came up with a list of 2 other people who at some point we had connected with each other to do something. It was yeah, sure. And I didn't write it down. That doesn't work for me. And so I didn't remember. I followed up with those people. But I would way rather not have that as an issue. I would way rather be in a situation where I say I'm going to do something, I write it down, I get it done. I don't like being in a situation where I said I was going to do something and I didn't do it. I bet you don't either. It's a terrible feeling. It hurts people's feelings, makes people feel that you don't value them. It makes you feel like you are not as tight with the things that you've promised to do as you want to be. It makes me wake up in the middle of the night going, oh, what did I forget? I don't like to live like that. And so one of the things I'm doing is going through my overly packed inbox to see what have I done, what haven't I done, what do I need to work on, what do I need to do in order to be fully in alignment with what I say I'm going to do. So I want us to actually, Fallon, what we'll do is we'll look at the quotes first, and I picked 2 quotes this time, and then let's do a little meditation, and we'll do it using the sunset photos that I took. So let's look at the quotes. We'll look at one at a time. If you want to make your dreams come true, the first thing you have to do is wake up, by J.M. Power. Okay, sit with that one for a second. If you want to make your dreams come true, the first thing you have to do is wake up. That resonated with me because there are times, I don't know about you, but I wake up early. I didn't before my daughter was born, but I do now. I wake up early and then I have to make that choice. Am I getting up now? When am I getting up? And what am I going to do next? Do I want to pull those covers over my head just for 5 more minutes? Maybe 5 more minutes is okay, but when am I getting up? I have a friend, Yvette, who says, I think she's a former dancer. She is completely physically disciplined. And as a person of a certain age, like myself, she's making sure that her body stays strong. She says before her feet touch the floor, every morning, she's doing some kind of physical exercise to engage her body every single day. Before she looks at her phone, before she speaks to another person, she engages her body to make herself strong. So her waking up is waking up her body before her feet touch the floor. I looked at this quote. If you want to make your dreams come true, the first thing you have to do is wake up. So there's the literal waking up. You have to wake yourself up and get up. But there's also waking up to your potential, waking up to the greatness within you, waking up to look through whatever the muck is, whatever the stuff is that is standing between you and who you are meant to be and how you are meant to live your life. Waking up to the greatness of you. That is something that requires introspection. That is something that requires quieting yourself down so that you can even see and hear, the who are you. Waking up to you, to the greatness and fullness of you. Let's look at the second quote. You'll never plow a field by turning it over in your mind. This is an Irish proverb. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, hear this one. You'll never plow a field by turning it over in your mind. Remember, I was thinking about procrastination. There's so many of us who say, oh, I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to get the thoughts right in my head. I've got to do a lot of thinking in order to get ready to do whatever it is that I have to do. It doesn't happen if you're just pondering it. It happens when you take action. It happens when you do something. That's it. It's real simple. I looked up so many quotes. It was kind of fun just seeing all the different ways in which people acknowledge that you have to do something in order to have a fulfilled life. You do. You'll never plow a field by turning it over in your mind. Do you understand that? You have to get out and plow the field. You can't just talk about it. You can't just think about it. You have to do it. You cannot manifest a dream without doing something. You must take action. So what I want to do now is guide us in a little meditation. I'm going to ask Fallon to put up photos from, there's one of the photos so she's got it. These are photos from the setting sun just yesterday in my happy place. So you can take a look at those photos as you sit comfortably, put your feet flat on the floor, your hands, thumb and forefinger touching, and just breathe. If you like, you can keep looking at that beautiful sunset. If you want to close your eyes, you can do that too. The point is to access the stillness within and to really recognize the majesty of God that is all around us, surrounding us, hugging us, supporting us, pushing us forward, encouraging us to do our absolute best. That hug is so important because it reminds us that we are loved. No matter how we feel about ourselves, God loves us. And I know that there's a covenant of people all around us. Those of us who are connected right now, we share a palpable love and respect and support. And it feels great to know that you are not alone. That there are others out there who love you, who believe in you, who trust you, who want to see you succeed, just as you want to succeed. We all want the best for ourselves, but we have to do something in order to make that best manifest. We must take action. Action that draws us closer to our hearts and to the fullness of who we are. We have to wake up to our greatness. Allow ourselves to see who we really are and glory in that. When we feel like we're shrinking, that we cannot, that we feel overwhelmed, when we feel like fragile, breathe. Look at nature, look at sunset, look at sunrise. Align yourself the greatness all around you. It's palpable, but you have to get still in order to notice it. Take the time to notice the greatness in your life. Cultivate the discipline to take action so that you're not just thinking about the life you want to live, you're manifesting the life you want to live. Honor your commitments. Follow up with people that you've made promises to. Follow up with yourself. Do what you have told yourself you're going to do for yourself. Love yourself by taking care of yourself. Honor others by paying attention and following up. Stay focused by writing down what you have committed to do and then doing it. Every single day, do something that advances your dreams, that advances your commitments, that advances your life. Breathe. Breathe in the goodness, the power of who you are, the potential for who you are becoming. Breathe in the knowledge that you can take action now. You don't have to let it swirl in your head. Write it down and do it now, today. Don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today. Take action now. So, what is swirling before you right now? What project, what responsibility, what activity, what dream is calling you now? Right now, what is your being telling you that you need to work on? When you hear the words, do something, what are you supposed to do? Allow yourself to see what that is. What are you supposed to do? What does do something mean for you? As you gently come out of this mini meditation, I want you to write down whatever came up for you. What are you supposed to do for you right now? What is that? Write it down. Tell yourself. You can write it in the chat if you want, but most important is write it to yourself. What are you supposed to do right now? By the way, if anybody wants to talk about what's come up for you right now, you can join in this conversation. You go to my website, harrietcole.com/inspiration. You can come up. We have a few more minutes. If you'd like to share what is coming up for you right now, you're welcome to do so. We haven't talked to our community much recently, but the opportunity is always there to do it. I'm looking at these pictures. For those of you who can see, not everybody can see, so let me describe, because this also airs on the podcast. The sun is golden and orangey red at the same time. And we see it across a body of water. It's a bay. And there are trees in the distance as well as in the foreground. And the sun it's like God taking a deep breath and the sun goes down beyond the trees. So Mimi Bell says, I truly needed this message this morning. I'm proud I didn't pull the covers over my head. That's good. That's good. And you know what? I did pull the covers over my head for 5 more minutes. This was in the 6 o'clock hour. I said, oh, 5 more minutes. But then I didn't take 10 more minutes. I got up. You can take 5. Just don't take an hour or a day, right? But I'm glad that you came here as well. So glad all of you who are joining us for this moment, a moment of connecting to our greatness, a moment of connecting with the divinity of the planet. I'm here to tell you to be in nature, to be able to experience nature is a blessing. To recognize the beauty in all different aspects of nature takes being still. And that includes the beauty of who we are. Nikki likes the pictures. Thank you. Oh, Brax. Hey, Brax. I love seeing people from all different parts of my life who joined this moment where we're fellowshipping for the ability to access our greatness. And it says that in the beginning as Dreamleapers Inspiration begins. And I know, because I know for myself, even though I lead this and I've been meditating for more than 30 years, sometimes you don't feel that. Sometimes you don't feel the greatness. Sometimes, we're human. Sometimes we feel small. Sometimes we feel vulnerable, fragile. We have all kinds of ways that we can feel through the course of a day. And we have the ability to access our power at any point by doing some breathing, by focusing on the positive, by focusing on the message of the week. Do something. Let's see. Helena says, I will follow up with people I met recently and promise to get back to them. Can I just tell you, that is one of the best feelings ever, to follow up. And you know what? If it really was a long time, apologize. I am so sorry. Tell the truth. I forgot. I didn't write it down, and I got busy. It got jumbled up in my emails. Whatever the truth is, tell them the truth. And then, I apologize. You are important to me. Tell people the truth. Follow up. Do your best to honor your word. Write things down so that to the best of your ability, you don't forget. But I'm a person who writes things down every single day, and I still forget things. So we're human. It happens. But I'm telling you, when you take action, when you check off important things on your list, you feel better, you sleep better, your body feels better, because you're not holding the weight of responsibility on your shoulders and feeling like, oof, I didn't do that. Oof, I didn't do that. It's painful to me when I don't do the things that I promised that I was going to do. Helena says, thank you for this motivation to act and reminder we are not alone. We are so not alone. And by the way, when you need help, you can also ask for help. Would you help me do X? When you ask people for help, check to make sure you get a sense of whether they are in a position to help. Check in with people to see where they are so that you don't make them feel bad if they don't have the capacity. But don't feel like you have to do everything alone. You do not. But you do have to start with yourself. Take action. Do something. Honor yourself. Honor the others in your life. You'll feel lighter. You'll feel so much better for it. And then your world gets sweeter, and everybody who interacts with you feels a little bit more of that sweetness because of you taking responsibility to take care of yourself. It's an amazing point. Here, my friend Tracy says, where's Tracy? Very glad to see this message today. Recommitting to myself to not overthink. Overthinking? That's thinking you're going to plow that field, but not doing it. Take action. It doesn't have to be perfect. Put the ball in motion. Do something. Do something. Do something today. Make your list. Like when we finish this broadcast, which is almost now, before you go and do anything else, write down what you believe you are supposed to be doing. What is your commitment list today? What is it? Write down everything you can think of. Just write it down. And then if you need to break it down into smaller components, break it down. And then take action. Do at least one thing on that list today. You will thank yourself for it. I promise you. It's so good to be with you. Always, always. Thank you for joining me, for joining each other in this covenant. Until next time, have a great day and make it count. Namaste.